Daniel Jacobs versus Maciej Sulecki. Man, this was a great fight. A great fight. A guy moving up in weight, but we can clearly tell in the ring he was a much bigger guy. Just because he's moving up in weight doesn't mean he's a smaller guy. He's moving up in weight. He looked way bigger than Daniel Jacobs. They stood at the weigh-ins. You could see that he was taller. He was indeed the bigger man. The fight was good, man. Sulecki had way better boxing skills than I thought. If he had a little bit more pop, he would have stopped Daniel Jacobs. He would have stopped Daniel Jacobs. I mean, here's a picture from the first round. Sulecki caught Daniel Jacobs with one of the most cleanest right hand I've ever seen. It was like a counter for like an uppercut Jacob threw. And it just caught him. Man, he caught Jacobs with one of the cleanest right hand. That should have put Daniel Jacobs to sleep. But somehow Daniel Jacobs survived this right hand. In the first round, it would have been the first round KO. If Daniel Jacobs would have caught Sulecki that clean, I think Sulecki probably would have went to sleep. Because that was one of the cleanest punches I've ever seen. And Daniel Jacobs took it like a champ. The commentary for this fight was completely biased. HBO has really taken a liking to Daniel Jacobs. They have gravitated to his story. They like this guy. And they probably just want to see him versus Triple G again. I feel like that's a rematch that's going to happen in the future. If HBO is smart, they should not put this guy in there with Jamal Charlo. He has defense, but he gets counter. Daniel Jacobs will block the shots he see coming. But then he'll get caught with a counter. And when he's attacking, like, I remember, I believe it was the third round, Daniel Jacobs threw like a shot to the body and then came up with an overhand right. No, it wasn't an overhand right. It was a left body shot and then a left hook at the same time. Sulecki just came right back with a straight right hand. Man, Sulecki was just hitting Jacobs at will. But Jacobs was blocking most of those punches. But Sulecki was definitely the most busiest fighter. He was the more busier fighter. He was throwing the more punches. So it looked like he was landing the more punches. But Jacobs was landing the harder punches, the more telling punches. The punches that was affecting the other person, Jacobs was landing. But Sulecki was outworking him. I mean, you can even hear the commentators say Sulecki is outworking him. He was outworking Daniel Jacobs. Max Kellerman was saying that, you know, HBO, Jim Lampley, and Roy Jones was trying to remain unbiased, but they couldn't because Sulecki was outworking Jacobs. They said Sulecki's used to throwing like 80 punches around. That's a lot of punches. But he threw like 50 punches around versus Jacob. That's still a lot of punches. Sulecki did what he had to do. I thought Sulecki pulled out the fight. I thought Sulecki was winning the fight. It could have went either way because, like I said, Daniel Jacobs was landing the cleaner, more effective shots. While the ones that was, you know, leaving the damage, when he hits Sulecki, it looks like Sulecki's about to go down. Daniel Jacobs did what he had to do. I thought he did what he had to do. He did land the more telling punches, and he dropped Sulecki in the last round, which sealed it for him. Even though I felt like he was still down. But like I said, it could have went either way. My honest opinion, I thought Sulecki may have been ahead, but the knockdown was the telling factor. But at the end of the day, it should have been a draw. My honest opinion, this fight should have been a draw. I don't think Daniel Jacobs should have won that wide unanimous decision. I didn't see it that wide. But like I said, HBO has taken a liking to Daniel Jacobs, so I'm not surprised. It looked like those scorecards was already made before the fight was even over. We seen what Harold Lederman said. Harold Lederman was like, it's Jacobs 5-1. Jacob did not win. Harold Letterman said 5-1 Jacobs. Jacobs did not win all those rounds in a row. Those rounds were close. They were much closer than what Harold Letterman said. I thought Sulecki was just outworking Jacobs, man. But my honest opinion, I believe the fight should have been called a draw. Either man didn't really do too much to win.